Council President, Township of Irvington. And I'm standing with the Honorable Wayne Smith, Mayor of the Township of Irvington, at the D. Bilal Beasley Appreciation Reception. Mayor Wayne Smith, anything to say about Councilman Beasley?
Well, certainly he's a dedicated public servant, and he is launching his campaign for Essex County Freeholder District 2, and we unequivocally support his reelection. You know, in these tough times in government, you really don't want people who don't have the experience, who don't have the test under fire, if you will, of someone who does not know what it means to have to make these tough decisions in these tough times. Freeholder Beasley is certainly a proven leader in that regard, and so we're here with a host of his friends and compadres to make sure that he has the resources for his re-election campaign, because you know all campaigns require some resources, and so we're just delighted to be here. We're going to be doing everything that we can to make sure he returns as freeholder in District 2. So to all of my friends in the Township of Irvington, Maplewood, and parts of Newark that include District 2 or the Essex County Freeholders Districts, we encourage all of them to come out and be supportive of Freeholder D. Bilal Beasley.
Okay, Mayor Smith, what are the strengths of re-electing Freeholder Beasley?
Well, as I said, it's in these times when government will have to make some incredibly challenging decisions, you need a person that's seasoned and not afraid to make the decisions that on the short term may be hurtful, but in a long term will keep the community solid. So you need a seasoned, experienced person who won't whiffle, who won't waffle when it's time to make those decisions, but will always keep the community at heart as he sits in that seat at Essex County government to try to deliver whatever services we can, but with the community in mind.
So with Freeholder Beasley's experience, that makes him the best qualified candidate to be re-elected to the Freeholder Board.
I don't know of any other people that's running, so it really doesn't matter. So I think at the end of the day, there's nobody can match that experience, that time served, and that community commitment. You know, there is something to be said from having a track record and a history of serving the community. And so we don't want to ever be in a position where we worry about who's running, and that's why his friends are here, because we want to make sure that he has the necessary resources to mount a campaign that will not be challenged. So I don't know whoever will be silly enough to attempt to run, but at the end of the day, we're going to do everything that we can to see that he returns.
It's a pleasure for me to be here tonight to honor Bilal Beasley. He's my friend. He's a former co-worker, and I'm here to support him for his re-election for freeholder. You couldn't pick a better candidate or a better person, because he's a man of integrity and honesty, and he's always working hard for the people in his community throughout Irvington and throughout Newark. And it's just an honor for me to be working with him, and I will continue to support Bilal Beasley.
Our mayor, one of the hardest working mayors in the state of New Jersey. You messed up. The pleasure of introducing someone we all know. And Mr. Leonardo Webster Jr. for brief comments.
Unfortunately, the mayor and a number of the council people in Newark are running a little late. So we have our new fire director, Fatin Zayed. He's going to give you some acknowledgments from the city of Newark. We just want to say thank you from the host committee. All of you are very important to us. We really, really love Bilal Beasley. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to the fire director.
Good evening, good evening. It brings me great honor and pleasure on behalf of our Honorable Mayor, Corey A. Booker, and our Municipal City Council. Unfortunately, they are running late. They're involved in a library meeting, and we know how important education is to our citizens and our children here. So, Councilman Roscoe Rock, as well as Darren Sharif and our mayor, will be a little late. But I bring you greetings on behalf of our city. We are here to support this great man. I've known Bilal Beasley for a number of years, I think probably about 35 years. A good person, a representative of us, a normal guy who's there for us at every given point. He's well represented, and he represents us very well. Thank you very much on behalf of the City of Newark and our Mayor and City Council. Sorry. And actually, I forgot what I was here for. I'm actually here to introduce, like the young man said before me, the hardest working man in Irvington, New Jersey, and one of the hardest working men in the Essex County area. Another young man that I know and love dearly, our great mayor of Irvington, Mr. Honorable Wayne Smith.
Thank you very much. If I can get your attention for about 30 seconds, I have a very important task to do. In addition to introducing an outstanding public servant, Essex County freeholder D. Bilal Beasley, I want to take a few seconds to introduce some other outstanding public servants who are in the House. So join me acknowledging, I know she left already, the Honorable Levy C. Jones, Councilwoman at Large from Irvington. I know she's here with us. The Honorable Andre McElroy, Councilwoman at Large and Township of Irvington. Our Board of Education President Paul Inman is in the house. I think he's somewhere in the back there. Our Vice President Tony Voss is right over here by the door. And we have a team of other board members, Alicia Owens, I saw Renee Burgess in the back, and of course Renee is on the ballot this year. In addition to Elnaldo Webster, who's an outstanding legal counsel, we do have some other outstanding lawyers in the House. We don't want him to get all the business, and I know he served as our host, but we have the great law firm of Hunt, Hamlin, and Ridley, Brown Hunt, our Housing Authority Board Chair, Linnell Jackson, is here. The mouth from the South Ward Councilwoman Sandy Jones, and East Ward Councilman Quinzel McKenzie, our Chief of Police, Michael Chase, and last but not least, one of our Board of Education members, Joe Sylvain. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce the man that we are all here for. And I'll tell you, in tight economic times, and we know it's tough, we thank Ronaldo for inviting us to get together and make sure that one of Essex County's outstanding public servants have the resources that they need to have. I want to recognize Newark Central Ward Councilman Darren Sharif as he enters the room. It looks like Mayor Booker and Councilman Baraka will be here shortly. But in the interim, it's my pleasure to ask all of you. We are at a critical time in America's history, probably one of the worst economies that many of us have seen in our lifetime. So what you need in government are the kind of people who stand up and make the tough decisions when those decisions are very difficult, but in the long-term interest in the community serves. Bilal is a deeply rooted community guy. There's no other way to describe it. He's a builder of men. I certainly would not be doing some of the things that I'm doing today without his tutelage and guidance and mentorship. And he's done that for a number of young people as he showed them how to enter the public arena and serve with distinction and pleasure. So that's the kind of leadership we want to continue to serve in Essex County. It is my pleasure to ask all of you to join me in receiving one of Essex County's outstanding leaders, public servant, philanthropist, community organizer, my friend, the Honorable D.